beloveds and beloved. This is Noelle Rose Andressen-Kale. It's been a while since I've done a little video for you, so here we go. There's so much to say. There's like a lot to say, and I don't even know where to begin, so bear with me as I just throw stuff out there. Look, we're voting for President Donald Trump because we believe he is the better of the two. With that being said, we're glad he's doing well. I mean, we were cheering him on. We don't want anything to happen to him or his family. But here's another thing too. We don't want anybody trying to get away with anything. We're not accusing him of doing anything. He's not the one who created this problem. And what is this problem? Look, this problem existed before he became president. Okay, you know, I'm just going to say it point blankly. We're being gassed. This is a sterilization and genocide attempt against all humanity. And I think we, and along with some other groups of people who they were testing this stuff on. Why do I say that? Because we were noticing that we were getting some very strange symptoms. And this was long before the existence of COVID. And I'll get to the definition of COVID in a second because it matters. And we were just noticing things happening and our bodies decaying, and these were pretty severe problems. My body was completely clean. I had a great, perfect baseline to work from. And I started noticing, and my son and my husband, all of us, my husband lost pretty much all of his teeth, right?
Yes.
But like, how does this happen? We're thinking, is he diabetic? Is he this? He's not diabetic. Okay, then how does this happen? Are you brushing your teeth? Are you this and that? So, well, he had a little bit of an infection, but an infection to take out, like, I'm not kidding. Hold on. This is like a little makeshift thing I did right here. You know, me, the little costume connoisseur here. Okay. So all of his teeth were falling out, and he had a little bit of infection, and it was cleared up, and they were still falling out. I'm like, what causes that? And then we noticed that our bamboo plant, or our son's bamboo plant, was decaying from the inside out, and it was basically shriveling up and dehydrating, and that's what's happening to all of our skins. A 20-year-old too? Come on now. Even my skin. My family does not wrinkle on either side. We have very good skin, right? And up until death, I have pictures of these poor people on their deathbeds. They look beautiful. They don't even look like they're sick. So that was an alarm right there. And was someone knocking my family off using toxic chemicals? Did you know? I mean, this is hokey. Stupid example, but there's science to it. Heart to heart. My boss, Aaron Spelling, right? You know, they have episodes where they put these little pellets and all this gas goes psh into the room and you see the fog. Alright, stupid, hokey, fun, love it, whatever. And, you know, that's kind of how it works, people. Just a little bit. That stuff permeates walls, goes through the windows, unless you have lead glass panels. You know, you can make windows like that and walls of windows like that, and then you see all these celebrities selling their homes and they're buying this stuff. It's like, get a clue what's happening. Okay? Exactly. Oh, I want like this. Doesn't mean I want somebody to shoot me in the head either. Don't get any ideas. These people, this upper echelon I keep talking about, the corporation, they don't care which side you choose. Left or right, as long as you don't go down the middle, which is where we are, and you find the truth. The left says with this COVID thing, it's a real biological virus, wear your mask, and yeah, pretty much shut up and be good little sheeple. Then you have the right saying, oh, you know, don't wear your mask, it's real, we're just going to live with it. No, this is not a biological virus. COVID is a chemical toxin concoction with several things that keep the temperature hot. When you have hotter temperatures, all these chemicals stay more stable and they disperse them. They make the atoms grow. That's what heat does. It also burns them off pretty quickly. So in the process, in the meantime, they do damage. Cold, very unstable for this stuff. So that's why they started in March. You know, this whole global warming thing, nobody stops to question the definitions. Is it artificially induced? Or is it nature? Or is it man driving their cars and dispensing toxins? No, it's artificially induced. We have written to the agriculture departments and so many different places, and you should... Alright, that's for another time. But anyway, these people are in big trouble. So, you know, the corporation, choose left, choose right. Anything that deflects the truth. You know how you deflect the truth? You create two sides. Sometimes even three, you know, like QAnon. That's not what Q means, by the way. Because we were asking, what does Q mean? So they like decided to come up with something to define it. And then they backdate it long ago. Watch Wag the Dog. Yeah, and it's not just the government that does it. It's everybody, every place. All 7 pillars of society. You have schools, you have law enforcement, media, they're all deflecting, they lie and backdate and everything like that. Not everybody within, but most now. Because you know what, if you're like me, you're not going to get those jobs because the corporation, these people at the top, and I don't know what to call them but that, they don't want the truth being targeted. So we started speaking up, and we were targeted even more. But I don't care. Somebody's got to say something. Right? So we're saying something, and we're just kind of, we're fucking done with it, just to put it mildly. I don't want to watch our world be annihilated and exterminated and sterilized. These people here, they want to decide who procreates, how they procreate, who they procreate with, all under the guise of, let me set up a very simple example here of their vetting system. So they like it when women lose their hair. Most women love long hair. I know this because I've asked most women. This is what I do as an entertainer, as a documentarian, all of this stuff, because I'm either asking them, how do you like to wear your hair? And then girls just chat. Hello, most want it nice and long. And the Bible even points to it that way, right? Okay, so what do? They did it to me. They influence via third parties. It could be a beautician, a so-called friend that was planted in your life, even a family member. Yeah, we've had to ditch some. So, let me just tell you what happened to me. I sat in a chair, and I used to, you know, in the 80s, right, like Farrah Fawcett, kind of here. And it was coming time for me to actually be out there in the workforce and get, you know, a really good paying job. So it's just very interesting that it was suggested to me by a beautician that I had gone to for many years. And hey, how about trying a real shortcut? You've got such a gorgeous, cute little face. Let's try it. And I thought, you know, and she was complimenting me, and I was a kid, kind of, very mature kid. I was like about 16, around 16. So yeah, so right about here, I have pictures. It's cute. I'd never do it again. And here, and of course, you know, I lost a lot of my hair in the cancer clinic, so I've been vetted twice. See, they didn't realize that, oh, she's that Noelle. They thought I was another Noelle because, hey, my last name changed, and they kind of lost track of me a little bit. So I've been doubly vetted, so these people owe me a lot. And that's how they do it. Or they'll have you do it for, you know, cancer patients, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, after my experience, I get this amazing paying job at 16. No experience. But I was good at it, very good at it, and I deserved it, because I did work hard to get to my position. And then we've had other people, you know, come alongside, and we hear them, oh yeah, I'm going to cut my hair and donate it and all this stuff for cancer. And I'm like, who suggested that to you? And if you follow the chain of lines, it's like it comes from a person that has nothing to do with anything, that is to help somebody. And then, you know, a lot of these places that take the hair, they don't even use it for cancer patients. Be careful, people. Okay, so what's another vetting? You have to wear red pumps. And it just goes up. And that's nothing, right? But it symbolizes something very uncool. And, oh, the Mollies. Molly, do you know what that is? I had my director saying Molly, Molly, Molly. It's like, Molly, what's this with Molly? You know, they want to name a dance move, dance phrase. Whenever I say, Molly, do that, I'm like, okay, that's a little strange and weird. And then the next film, he wanted me to bleach my hair blonde. I'm like, no, this is my trademark hair color. Screw that. That's a concubine. And I've been propositioned enough, not by this director, but that was a hint drop. That's how they do it. That is the proposition. You know how I made that video? Don't let them proposition you. So people were thinking, okay, it's literal. They get you in a room alone and they say, here, we have a deal for you. No, because there are surveillance devices or cell phones, somebody's going to hear. So they use a very subtle and very passive-aggressive way to do it. They hint drop. Or say if you do something wrong, lop off the hair, and they'll hint drop it. Like say if I write something about, oh, this person has really cute short hair, right? And let's say somebody from a school, right? Like maybe an ombudsman, and then they hint drop to maybe, oh, let's say a teacher that I know, and they say, oh, read Noelle's post. My post saying, oh, doesn't she have cute short hair? That's the teacher's hint drop to cut their hair off so they don't get in trouble. That's their debt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lovely. And then all of a sudden the hair gets lopped off. That's some coincidence. And I'm thinking, oh my God, did I put pressure on this person? Because I was talking about Pollyanna's aunt, you know, wearing her hair up like this. And I wear it like this because I'm a dancer and I work out. No bitterness. But I was saying, you know, that her bitterness was wrapped up in her hair in the Pollyanna thing. And I was saying, you know, I hope that when my teachers come look on my timeline, it was public. And I think that's what happened. And they used that as a hint drop to the teachers to say, yeah, time to lop off your hair to pay your propitiation on the cross in a sense. No. When I say don't let them vet you, the second people start hint dropping, oh, you would look so good as a blonde, it's like, okay, they're trying to categorize you as a concubine. Not all blondes, but because given the context and the situation that I've been in, oh yeah, they don't want me coming forward with us, okay? I worked hard on spelling. He warned me. Don't start with me, people. Okay, just saying. So we're watching all of these other people being vetted. Oh, is this a helicopter now? Usually when I start doing these videos, I'll have the choppers come. And it's on video, you can see it for yourself. I ain't making it up. Yeah, so I'm seeing all these people being vetted and the two sides. Pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. Well, I'm on God's side, which I hope either of these people, the left or the right, are on. Because God's not going to tolerate either side. Everyone's going to get wiped out. I mean, look in the Bible, what happened? God's like, enough of this. You enslaved the Jews, you meaning the Egyptians, for 400 years. God sent along somebody to speak up, and God paved the way. Hey, I'm here. I'm fucking speaking up, but I keep getting pushed down. And it's not like we don't know what we're talking about. We have tests, okay? We have evidence. We have the fact that everybody is lying to us and ignoring us in some cases, or they send us absurd documents which contain excerpts of our private conversations. You know, that's how they hint drop to us. Oh, our place is under surveillance, heavy surveillance, phones, you name it. This thing that I'm reporting with, okay? It's, guys, wake up, okay? This is not good. Oh, there's more. So anyway, let's get back to this whole COVID thing. Oh, it's real. 100% real. But we need to define what COVID is. Why? Because when people are saying, and we're getting tired of tweeting this, you know what? You get 4 sentences, it's so difficult, so we started writing. Then every time we started writing our documents before they got uploaded, guess what? They were stolen, and they took excerpts of it, and, you know, like changing the meaning and all that. And I was like, stop. Okay, video time. COVID. Yes, it's real. But what exactly is it? Don't let the CDC snake around this. Look, guys. So they're saying it's a biological virus, yet it doesn't behave like a biological virus, and then they keep saying, oh, well, this is new. Well, you know what? You can say that with anything. If you want to put somebody in a corner, and then you put some words on an expert, supposedly, and we have something to say about that, these people's hearts are not in the right places, I think. And we're allowed to have this opinion. Yeah, the Constitution protects us. So, and plus we have evidence about a lot of this stuff, so don't get started with me. Yeah, go ahead, sue us, because that means we get to dig into your shit too. They already dug into our stuff because, we signed these waivers when we had the accident, and our stupid attorney gave a blank document and said here, and then they transferred it. That's illegal, so we're gonna nail those people too. So they found there's nothing on these people. And even if there was, so what? We made it public already, everything we've ever done, good, bad, and different. Who cares? Okay, so you have COVID. What is the definition? If you keep looking at this as a biological virus that doesn't behave like a biological virus, and they're not even using scientific terms correctly, mutation. Oh, it's mutated. Do you know that term means cell division? It doesn't mean X-Files, and we love X-Files, but the virus has mutated. It's become something completely different. Impossible. A virus goes inside of a body. There's nothing inside of there that makes the virus become something different, and then somebody coughs and it becomes something different in somebody else. That is science fiction. Okay? Doesn't happen. It can't. We've got people writing our history, our present, and our future using science fiction. What the hell is wrong with everybody? Okay, take a junior high school, anything class, please. Biology, chemistry. Shit, even an astronomy class would help you out here, please. Okay, it can't happen. No way, okay? This whole thing about viruses are getting stronger against our antibiotics because of overuse of antibiotics. Well, that would only apply to the person who overtook those antibiotics in the first place, not the whole world. We don't take antibiotics, but yet they're saying that bacteria has become antibiotic resistant. Well, we actually tested that. It's bullshit. We found a supposed antibiotic, we didn't find it, we contracted it, and then it's just like, oh, let's just get rid of this. Take the antibiotic, it worked. And we don't normally take that stuff. We found other means to get rid of bacterium and stuff. A lot easier and cheaper, I'm just telling you. Okay, so if you look at COVID as just a biological virus, and let's say they knew it wasn't, but it was a chemical attack. Okay, we don't want to panic the people. Like, we went through 9/11, people. All of us. My family even closer. People didn't lose their shit, okay? That was more serious, I think, because the threat was what's going to happen next. People pulled their shit together, dealt with it, got out of harm's way, and hey, we were strong and we came back, all of us. So we need to arm the public with information. So back in March, maybe the end of February even, we were seeing all of this strange product and strange product name, which incidentally they were listening to me just talk randomly, and they named the product, and we have the tapes too where I say the names of these products, but they weren't products yet. And in some cases they, hey, we should make a soda called, and then all of a sudden it shows up at a store. And with the same marketing that I said even. I was like, okay. So anyway, at the end of February, early March, all these products actually help against a chemical toxic attack started coming out. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Right, my dad's sending me N95 masks, last year because we were seeing all this white stuff in the sky. It's like every time we go out, we would swell. And we go inside, it wouldn't be so bad, and then there's a strange odor coming from upstairs in our apartment complex into our living room, and we would swell then. And we would get all these weird, severe headaches. I'm like, what is going on here? So that's why we think we were being tested. And sorry guys, we were alerting the government. We have the documentation, evidence, and proof. We know who picked up the mail. We know where it went. I mean, we traced it and tracked it. So no excuses. These people have our stuff. And, I'm jumping all over the place because I'm just so furiously mad and angry at what's happening. So we have COVID as this biological supposed thing. And so this whole scenario and story is made up. So early January, December or something, my husband came down with a cold, and I said, that's it to our son. We're going to banish him, put him in isolation, we're bringing his food to him, wearing masks, gloves, all this stuff, and it comes out and turns up in the COVID narrative. Words that we said ended up on the CDC site. All these symptoms we were experiencing long before COVID hit our shores as the biological virus. It's like, this doesn't even make sense. A biological virus can't do this. Then we looked at x-rays of somebody who had supposedly the biological COVID virus versus chemical pneumonia on their lungs, exactly the same. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know how to read x-rays. COVID is a chemical toxin. I knew it was real. And why were all these older people dying? Older people are supposed to have more immunities to everything. Why? Because they've built up their immunities. They've had everything. So then all of a sudden this new narrative comes out in the last 3 to 8 years that older people are more susceptible and they get sick and this and that. I'm like, bullshit, they are the fabric and thread and history of our society. They're the strength. The youth, I'm not putting the youth down. I'm still young, my son's still young, but let's face it, we're all kind of a little We need the older generation to say, hey, we went through this in the 1950s. Why do you think we wore the bouffant hairdos with all that hairspray that protects your brain? Stupid styles. Come on now. You know, all this. Oh, I'm wearing this because this stuff goes after this part of the neck. Thyroidish area too, you know. It helps. It's very thin. Use sunscreen. A lot of zinc too. That helps. I'm just saying, we're seeing all these hint drops about mannequins. They're ghostly white. Why? Because that's what screen sunblock does, right? How do you protect yourself against this stuff? What was that film? Somebody that's not wearing 10 million sunblock is going to have a really bad day. Well, maybe that was a hint drop saying, we're not really talking about nuclear war. Boom. We are hint dropping that genocide and sterilization attempts are coming. Look at David Bowie's Diamond Dogs album. Read that whole thing. We think he was knocked off with cancer. You can give somebody cancer if you have the know-how. Read Dr. Hulda Clark's books. I'm not saying go out there and cause cancer. I don't know how anybody can get a hold of these agents. You know, the benzene, the this, the that. You just put that stuff in concentrate form, like a lot of it, into somebody's environment, they're going to get cancer. No brainer. You know, so people are saying, oh, cancer is genetic and this and that. Oh no, you have the same habits of your family. No, it's pretty much the families are being poisoned, and because my family, my grandfather, oh, he just didn't rape me and my mom. Come to find out, he worked with the mob. I'm just coming out and telling this. What do I have to lose already? I'm trying to save your life. I already know how to save my life. I know how to save his life. I know how to save the lives of the people around us. I lose nothing. I want you to gain something now. Arm yourselves. Oh, so they don't want me saying all these products that help. Why? Because then all of a sudden all these products won't be on the shelves and then nobody can protect themselves. No, how about everybody knows this and we wrangle these corporations and these companies that make this stuff? You know what? President Trump can make sure that doesn't happen. Force these people to make this stuff, right? He signed and made an executive order. Donald Trump isn't the enemy. This poor man has been under so much attack, and probably more so since we contacted him with our dissertations. Yeah. Oh, if anything happens to him, all hell's gonna break loose, because we think we're pretty damn sure who some of these people are now. That's no heart. Yeah. Do we need a part 2?
Yeah, ready.
Okay, part 2. Okay, hi. DanceWarrior Noelle Rose Andressen-Kale, raw, real, uncensored, obviously. And I can't explain it. I don't have any fear of these people. That's like a God thing. Because I was always reading in the Bible, how do these people do all this stuff? Stand up to Pharaoh, stand up to this. And it's just like, no fear. I mean, it doesn't even comprehend or compute for me. Obviously. I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow. So I want to arm you guys with an arsenal of truth and factual truth. You want to see evidence, you want to see what we have. I'm jumping all over the place. I can't help it. This is not prepared. Off the cuff, totally. No outline, see, no notebook. This is recording, yes?
Yes, it's recording.
So, what does one do? You protect yourself and you stand up to everybody. We're holding the president accountable, not in a bad way. Like I said, he didn't do any of this. He didn't condone any of this. But, I know he wants us to be smart, but, kissing the ass of the enemy right now is not working because our skies are more infiltrated with more caustic stuff that goes after the kidneys. I'm very sensitive to my body. Before most people feel it, when it's too late, I feel it like this. So is he. And then we just test ourselves and it's like, yep, there's a toxin, we knew it. Where's it coming from? Look up. Look around you. Our water, in so many places.
The air.
The air. I mean, look, those icy, cold, hot packs, it's the same type of science. No one's going around dropping these packs out of the sky in the air. Planes, not commercial airliners. This is not regular pollution, people, but they are dispensing the stuff from their asses. It's not just like, what is it called, chemtrails? Stop with that, okay? It's more than just chemtrails, and you see the narrative there is the government's poisoning us. No, the corporation is. Do you see how that works? As long as there's chemical trails in the air, but let's blame the government. So everybody looks at the government and bitches at them, but it's like that's not the source. There might be some people enabling it. There's some people enabling it in the school systems too, probably. You see what I'm saying? Or in the media, or it's all 7 pillars of society infiltrated. You got the gatekeeper that says go pass. They populate all these places. They have no knowledge. They pass them through their tests. So somebody did that with us. We had no knowledge for a certain thing. But it's like we didn't study. They passed us, and we just refused to take advantage of that because it would be a lie. It's fake. I'm like, oh, so that's how you do it. How many attorneys were passed? How many doctors were passed? Oh, they're good actors, but they're not. They're very bad actors if I can see their prep behind the scenes. You don't want to see the geisha prepping, that whole thing. You don't want to see an actor prepping. The preparation's happening right while they're speaking to you, being filmed for the whole world to see. I'm like, we see this. It's fake. The man behind the curtain in Oz. Why do you think certain people have that name in their products? It's a hint drop. It's trying to point people to what those books were hinting at. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland? That's all about what this stuff does to your body. The Mad Hatter and mercury? Gee, President Trump just said that China is dispensing mercury in our water and air. What was that, last week before he got sick? Mushrooms? Not drugs, people. See, fine, make a song about white rabbits and the mushrooms, and everyone's like, LSD trip. No. They help your immune system. We just went through Alice, where's that book? Alice in Wonderland and all this stuff, or who were taking notes. It's like, this is how you help build up your immune system. It's not LSD trip. You see how they deflect it? They don't want you to see the truth, and it's right there before our eyes. You know how many things in media or films, TV, newscasts, they're hint dropping everything to us, letting us know what's going on. Some of it might be insidious, mocking hint drops. We get a lot of that too. You gotta have to know the source and decipher. Guys, we're in trouble here. Not us. You guys, we know what to do. You don't, because you've been buying the whole lie that COVID is a biological virus. It doesn't even behave like one. And yet they're just saying, no, it does, because we're scientists and we say so. Yeah, go take your test again. And have somebody legitimately grade it and not pass you through because you're one of their people. Hey, it makes sense. If you want to plot destruction, how do you do it? You get people in certain places. You plant them. Oh, they're not smart? You don't want them smart. You know why? Because then they can turn around and snitch on you and guess what? Beat you. So you get the stupid ones. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to insult anybody. This is what you do. You get those who are not educated, but who can fake it. So that's what I call a bad actor. Okay, just go take the test. I don't know it. Take it anyway. Oh, sure, they'll go through the steps, they'll go through school, and their asses are kissed, shined, they're passed. Because they're being vetted, one of them. And then they get in. And see, the corporation now has something on them. Well, we didn't force you to do it. You see how that works? So then now they're stuck. They're enslaved. Put that thing around their neck. The collar. Yeah. Servitude. Forever. They have just been typecast in their life role, which is reality. Reality. It's a grand illusion, isn't it? Okay, so then we have all these people who are saying this stuff. Yeah. These people from up here. Blame it on the fires in California. But there's no fires around here. And then we're looking at all these things being documented in the periodicals and newspapers, and just 2 little dots are unhelpful, and everything else around it is fine. Or it'll be vice versa. How does that happen? There's probably some kind of dispensary someplace. We found a few things. So we do the right thing. We were told, do the right thing, be a good person, you see something wrong, report it. Of course they're going to say that because that's the right thing to say and do. But if you actually do and say that, you get attacked. You get penalized, you get blacklisted, you have death threats and attempts made on your life. Oh, poisoned. Oh, let's test this stuff on them. Gee, thanks, guys. What am I missing anything?
I don't know, we could always think of new stuff.
Huh?
We always think of some new stuff.
I know. But, COVID's not, I'm pretty sure. We're pretty sure. No, it is not a biological virus. This doesn't make any sense. I thought the conjured flu and cold season, somehow every year in China, a man and an animal kind of get together on some level, and there's the flu and cold season? Come on. And then the inoculations, they just so happen to know what's happening and what's coming up. How do they know that? An educated guess based on this. How do they know who's going to get together with what animal and when? And it always happens the same time period every year. So we think the flu and cold season is also a marketing attempt to swindle dollars. The lie. And is flu and cold season really a virus, or is that when they gas us? And we're really not experiencing biological virus attacks, but chemical attacks. Something to think about. Oh boy, do we have some stuff to share with you guys. Like a lot. So yeah, COVID's real. It does matter what the definition is. Yeah, call it whatever you want. Who the hell cares? But it's in the definition that we should care. Because if we're going around wearing masks, thinking that we're protecting ourselves from, cold flu type of thing, we're fooling ourselves. Sure, anything, my dad said, under a chemical attack, anything is good. Put anything in between you and it. Wet something, cloth, anything, okay? And my dad said checks out because he went through training, boot camp, military, and all this, that's what you do. But it buys you minutes, not hours, so it's like, what's the point? And see, they're blaming people as transmitters. We're not transmitters, but we can expel and exude it because a toxin chemical toxin comes into your body, it off-gases. So in that sense, people around you could start feeling some symptoms. Doesn't mean that they're catching anything. Wait, where's our Twitter? We said it really, really nicely on here about transmission and everything. I'm actually just gonna find it and just repeat the damn thing. We've come up with some really good stuff. Hold on. Can you find? Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It was the definition.
We put up a lot, so it can take a minute to find.
Okay, it's where I said if you look at it, you know, you don't catch COVID, you get contaminated with it, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you don't catch COVID, you get contaminated by breathing it in. So when the CDC says something like COVID is airborne, well, that's not completely a lie, is it? If it's a chemical toxin being dispersed into the air, if it's a gas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's insidiously, inherently a lie because you're not defining what COVID is. Now, if you say it's a chemical toxin that's being dispersed in the air, that makes sense. That makes sense why the 2 x-rays that we saw would make sense. Look.
Wait. What am I looking for? Sorry, the information is going into my head and I'm forgetting what I'm looking for.
Oh, that, you know, we were saying things like COVID is not contracted, it's, you get contaminated with it.
Okay.
Do you see the difference with the play of words? This is a war of words, people. And the media is the one, a great deal of it actually, is the one who's spewing it. That's the system, okay? It's like, okay, this is our plan, now we need to implement it. Get the words out through the media. Oh, we're too stupid and we're not very creative, but we're insidious. Here's this gal, Noelle Rose Andressen-Kale. Oh yeah, she's that Disney girl who submitted her script to Disney when she was a teenager, and she was some heck of a writer then, even as a kid. Alright, yeah, my dad had a very deep connection there. Stepdad, very interesting. So, yeah. So eavesdropping, and they take all of my stuff. A lot of the marketing that you're seeing for you name it, campaigns, advertisements, like legitimate product advertisements, movements, this is all my stuff. Oh, and then they slap it on celebrities. They're trying to slap this shit on me too, you know, to train me. Let me show you. You face this way here, and you have your ear facing, wait, is this right? I think I got it. And then when you tell people things, it's like a list. 1, 2, 3. Oh, please. Yeah, I'm snitching on them. Because I was trained to do all this stuff too. And I decided this is wrong. Yeah, it's very wrong. I can tell you who got trained by who. They all sound the same. Watch all these press conferences and everything. They all sound the same, and I can tell you who trained them. Because I was trained too. And I'm like, I don't want to act like this on screen. It sounds stupid and not authentic. Bam, that's how I can detect who the bullshitters are. And that's what an actor is, a bullshitter, if you look at it. I want to be integral to my art. If I haven't been there and I haven't experienced it, I don't take the part. I don't dance the part. I don't write the part. So people wonder why I'm so good at acting and dancing and all this stuff. I lived it. It's not hard to go back and pull it front and perform it. They ain't gonna see the geisha preparing on stage with me, because I'm the authentic, they call the genuine article, meaning the real deal. Yeah. These people, phonies, they have value. I don't want them doing what they're doing. I want them to be esteemed and to be all that God created them to be. We were not supposed to be enslaved by these people. So that's the truth, people. It's all a lie. And there are things that were planted in our history that are blatant lies too. You know, pretty interesting. Go back to the revolution and stuff. I ain't gonna get into it now. But yeah, how do we find this out? Oh, brother, you would be very, not surprised, but probably like, wow. And you'll probably wonder how you missed it. Very interesting. I can't stand conspiracy theories, all of that. It's like, no, where's the science in this and where's your evidence? So, that this is what we found. That's what we dug for. I'm more concerned about you all. Like I said, we can take care of ourselves. We have bad times at it, yeah, but, you know, at least we know how to pull out of it and take care of ourselves. You guys are just kind of walking blindly, buying everything that they're telling you. But not all of you, because when we talk to some of you, you're like, yeah. So, you know, why is it just me? What? I guess there's only one Alice. I don't want to be Alice. I don't like the story. Even after reading it now, I really don't like it. I didn't like the cartoon. I just didn't, you know, the name, you know, whatever. There's nothing about it I really like, nothing I want to say, oh yes, that's mine, I am going to be Alice. Apparently Alice just happens, because she knows the right thing to do and can't stand this stupid nonsense anymore, and uses logic, rational explanation that's reasonable, common sense, evidence, and just doesn't panic when they're going, right? And they're trying to point to you and saying, you're to blame. It's like, no, actually, you're to blame. I had nothing to do with this, and here's the evidence. You just got to keep your calm and cool and just put them in their place. They want the chaos. The more chaos, the more it's deflected away from them. They don't want to be caught, and they've been passing their mantle. You know what a mantle is? Down the line, and people want to be in that circle because they think that's how they can stop this, but then they have to go through with all of this, and they think that's where the answers are. These people are so endowed to these mythological Atlas and what is it, Greek and myth and legend and all this stuff, and I'm like, but do these people think they're, you know, lowercase gods?
Is it?
Oh, it might be. No, not at all.
No, okay.
No, this was written a while ago. Oh, this is a good point, though. Yeah, if PPE is good enough for the doctors to wear when they're treating patients and doing all of this, without going into quarantine, while they treat infected patients, it's good enough for Secret Service. It's good enough. Here, it's maybe a week ago. It's good enough for family members to be around their dying loved ones. Oh, how about this? What if the dying loved ones were euthanized under a virus? Oh my God, wouldn't that be horrible? I've got some video and some stories to show and tell you about my beloveds. You know, 4 of us got wiped out. On their deathbeds. I'm like, what's wrong with them? They don't look sick. Oh, no. We assure you they're dying. What's this in their veins? What are you pumping in their veins? Not funny, but funny. Oh, and they put my aunt in a yellow dress. You know, one of those hospital gowns. You know, that whole thing with the yellow dress on my timeline, right? She was raped too. That's what the syndrome is. Oh, please. Please. And I have video of all of this. She don't even look like she's dying. She looked a little thin. But they were starving her. Somebody decided, and I'm still not sure who, to pull her tube. Somebody decided to convince my family that she was brain dead from a bladder infection. Really? Sue the shit out of these people. Doesn't happen. Everybody who checked into a hospital in my family died from bladder infections. Are you guys stupid or what? You know, under the guise of, oh no, we tried everything and something happened and then this burst and then she's bleeding all over the place. Oh no, we gotta stop that. I don't trust any of these people. I'm sorry, but not. Oh, she was old and she smoked. I know people 100 years old who've smoked their whole lives and they ain't keeling over. overnight she got sick, and it was a new place. Oh, I'm pretty sure she was gassed. She's saying the same thing that we were having symptoms of that we figured out how to cure. Her pelvic bottom and her bottom part of her torso kept collapsing, like falling out and feeling very heavy. That's what this gaseous stuff does. Yeah. COVID. Oh, we just had a major car accident that we almost, like, literally went off the ravine. We would have been dead. And the car was totally smashed. And it was checked out and it was perfectly fine. And it just... The car was examined and tested. Checked out completely fine. There was nothing in the road. And then they're trying to say, oh, we skidded. That's not how you skid. When you skid, you turn on a road. You don't just and your wheel locks and you keep going to the right like that. Plus I heard something break. And why did my brother so quickly say, oh yeah, oh yeah. Is that your little vetting thing? Vetting my brother? Trying to have him, don't say nothing? We were almost killed. There's something there. I just thought of that. Mm-hmm. We have that on tape too. He left the vehicle out the night before in the driveway. Yeah, and the Lord's telling me, no, don't sit where my son ended up sitting. I would have been dead. And not that I wanted my son to die, but he's very strong and much twice the size that I am. And he braced himself. He had severe knee injury from what happened. Yep. God said, keep your neck brace on because we were just in an accident just a few weeks before. There's little armrests. Put those armrests down in your seat. Brace yourself like this. I'm like, what the hell is going to go on? Okay. He tells me where to sit. He tells me what to do. 40 minutes into our little sojourn in Las Vegas, and we were almost dead. And then we find an interesting little trinket underneath a floor mat that didn't belong to anybody. That pretty much depicted what's going on. And then that same little trinket shows up in a board game as a token that Christmas. Sorry. We have way too much of it. And this is just, kind of up here. We have, like, stuff where we are talking behind the scenes, in private. And then we have that recorded. And then those words are used in a marketing campaign for any given thing. Or somebody speaks them in public. This doesn't happen once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Oh God, we're probably in the thousands by now. Everybody asks me, Noelle, how do I market this? How do I do that? I don't mind helping people. But I want to choose who I help and how I help them. Because the stuff that they use with my words and things, I'm like, but that's not what it was intended for. And if you really wanted it to work well, you would have had to tweak it like this. But they don't ask me, they just steal it. Why? Because these people use all of these products, businesses, not all of them. Obviously our business isn't being used for this. Not everybody's. There's good people who have good products and everything, right? That's their fronts. Because they're funneling money in, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So that's how they do it. Look, we don't do this, but this is how it would be done. Example, you have a big show. And you know damn well you're not going to sell all those tickets. So you get seat fillers. You hire them, give free tickets out, whatever. And then you obviously don't make all of that money because you either gave it away or you pay for somebody to be there, and that puffs up the audience, right? And you can puff up your books that way. You say, oh no, look, see, we have pictures, all these people were sitting here and we charged this, so the money that was made doing something that's can be filtered through there. It's siphoned. Cook in the books. Right? Did I explain that well?
Yep.
Yeah. and you use all these mega stars supposedly. It's like, wait, how did that person overnight? Oh, they're an overnight success. No, they're not. I worked for Aaron Spelling. Don't start with me, okay? I know how this shit works. Oh, I can make a star. I can make myself a star overnight. It wouldn't be authentic. It would be fake. You know, popped up, conjured. And then people who have mega followings, the following year they're just working some coffee house. But all those people just stopped following them and aren't fans anymore. The tickets are less. No. It's very controlled. Why do you think they don't want me and nobody's putting me out there? Because I have the truth, I have facts, I have evidence too. And some of the things that we might not be perfectly dotted with the I's and crossed T's with, we're about 94-95% accuracy at this point. Yeah, we're doing pretty damn good. With no formal training, no CIA, FBI, anything like that. This is, you know, they know all this stuff and how to find this stuff out. Just no money. We have no money and we figured all of this out. And we found evidence. How do we do this? Look, you can do the same thing too. Pee on a little test strip. Collect rainwater. Do you know how to catch some atmospheric particles? Take a science class. That's what I'm saying. You should have learned this stuff in junior high school. I learned some of it in grade school. What is wrong with some people? Why do you just want to blindly say, oh, virus, COVID, okay, give me a mask. Oh, life sucks. Oh, someone's taking care of it, right? What? Fauci, these people, oh, okay. Do you like your vagina? Do you want babies? I want you to have babies. I want you to be able to have orgasms, okay? Do you know what this stuff does? The neurological damage it does? Do you know what this stuff is? It works in parts. You need a layer, and you need heat to keep this shit down. Did we put the videos about showing people on foot dispensing this white stuff all over the place?
Might have.
Yeah. On foot. Hey, it's like a war. What do you think chemical warfare is going to look like? What they showed us in the movies? Come on. That's a control mechanism too. Look, 1984, what was the real message? Resistance is futile. Wasn't it? I'm quoting a line from Star Trek Next Generation with the board Best of Both Worlds 1 and 2, right? Parts 1 and 2. No, resistance is not futile. It's necessary. But where's your part in it? You see what we're doing? We're making a 4-part documentary. It's not really a docudrama because we're going to insert real live, and have been real live footage, reenact some things. You know, where we just had parts of the audio, or we just have a visual and you need the story behind it, and we have it all documented. It's really a beautiful thing, and we're working really hard. White Skies is part 1, Orange Skies is part 2, Blue Skies is part 3, Red Ribbons is part 4. It's going to be amazing, and you know, nothing slanted. So some things are left as, you know, we don't know, and we're honest about it. That's what I mean, you know, we don't have all the I's or T's dotted, crossed. But the more we figure out, the more we figure out. And right now, like I'm saying, we got one side saying, oh, COVID wasn't real, we'll have this nipped in the bud, don't worry about it. And And then we have the other side, the sky is falling, wear your mask, we're all doomed. But while COVID is real and hurting people, they are not properly defining what it is on purpose. If we can figure out what this is with our rudimentary testing, that's 100% accurate, by the way, using basic science and skill, chemistry, biology, what's wrong with these people who have access to all this money, grants, medicine, testing? Oh, come on. Should we just do the test and show you how we figured this out? I mean, we're saving that for our documentary, and we don't want everything out there like that because, you know, hey, we want to get awards and shit for this. We can put some of it out, and we would still qualify for everything that we want to go for. You know, why do both sides have to be wrong? Like, pick a side, choose a side, choose a side, choose a side. Why is it only two? Why can't we have the third option? The truth. Like, actually, the factual truth. Why can't we do that? Hey guys, we have been jumping up and down, screaming from the top of our lungs, trying to warn everybody what's happening. We were warning about all this stuff before it actually, you know, hit our shores in a major way. And I get it that, hey, these people might hit the kill switch, right? If we just go boom and say we're in your face. But what's better, a slow controlled death, or let them try to do a kill switch and we nab them right there. And who's to say they even have a kill switch? It took them a long time to get this going. One little thing steps out of line and they know it. That's the tracing point. When they think all is lost, well, let me tell you something. A drowning man, whether they're good or bad, are going to try to save their lives. That's what we're dealing with here. So these people are going to panic and try to save their lives. Well, we're not going to panic, but we're going to try to save our lives too. I'm not the frog in boiling water. He's not the frog in boiling water. My husband, I don't know. Some days he is, some days he isn't. You don't be the frog in boiling water. Oh, I know our president's trying to do this. Look at everything he's been doing. Do this, meaning set us free. But, the hashtag Free Noelle Rose, and then they were doing Free Britney, they copied after me, and then they backdated it, trying to make it look like they came up with it before me. I was like, get the hell out of here. You see how they spin it? Oh, wait, that's great. Let's steal that and put it on this person. These poor people, they're not free. They're the worst slaves ever. Yeah. Slavery has nothing to do with the color of your skin, okay? The Jews were enslaved. Where's my restitution? Oh, yeah, what? Did that happen long ago? No, actually it happened in the 40s, the 30s and 40s, World War II. Where's my restitution? Right? It hurt my family. It hurt the genealogy of my family. Where's my restitution? Oh, what? I'm too pink? No, it's just more deflecting. How about a better idea? We stop this genocide and sterilization. They keep saying that the bellies in Africa, they're swollen like this because they have parasites and stuff. Well, yeah, parasites can do that, but so can the stuff in the air. It causes you to be malnourished because we're thinking, oh my God, we're getting fat. What's going on? We don't eat as much, right? And then we're getting malnourished. They were doing this to my grandmother. They've been doing this throughout the generations, different concoctions, trying things, controlling the environment, trying to control the world, whatever, right? Read some of the things that I wrote about. Go ahead. It's like I'm looking at pictures, I'm like, oh my God. Like, nobody does this as a style because it's cool. It's stupid. There's another reason. Because there are good people that are trying to, let's protect, let's just put the hat on the head. Well, the hats aren't working anymore, the hairspray isn't working anymore, because there's probably some kind of radioactivity agent involved. It's like, what makes you lose your hair? Yeah. That causes intense itching. No, you don't have dermatitis. That might be what they diagnose you with, but what's causing it? Oh, it just happened out of the blue. Oh, how old are you? It's your age group. Oh, it's your water. So then you do all these things, you change the filters, and nothing helps. Why? Because, guys, it's coming from the air, and it's everywhere. Be thankful they weren't dripping it in through your ceiling directly. As guys of, oh yeah, we had an outbreak on campus, March 2017. These people like March, you know, like the March hair. Yeah, we're not kidding. Read this. This is like a diagram of this stuff. Don't look at it as a fairy tale. They hide this stuff in fairy tales. Otherwise, how would they get it marketed? Do you know I wrote the truth in a fiction book and a non-fiction book of what's been happening to me? My fiction book got promoted more than, my non-fiction book got promoted more than, no, wait, my fiction, sorry. My fiction book got promoted more than my non-fiction book did. I wrote an allegory. I was like, let's try this and let's see if I'm right. What do you think the Tales of Narnia, The Lord of the Rings, Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz, 1984, Animal Farm, it's all an allegory. Like I was saying, resistance is futile. That was the message that they wanted to get across. Don't even try standing up to the government. See, deflecting it and putting it on the government. Let them alone. And yeah, it's pretty easy. Oh, and then you have the born-again Christians saying, oh, it's the end days. Well, they were hoping that a lot of born-again Christians would be stupid enough to think that this is the end times, run for the hills, so that way the light of Christ, who is the only mayhap possible chance of truth to exist still, runs away. You know, the Bible says, don't even go back for your cloak, just run away. This is not the end times. There's too much in Scripture that hasn't been fulfilled. You don't think that Trump was purposely making peace with Israel, trying to fulfill that to get Christians to leave, do you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he doesn't have the right genealogy anyway.
Yeah, because they're not going to leave based on that.
Yeah, true. But, you know, that's one of the signs. But there's like hundreds more that haven't even been fulfilled, and I ain't going to start talking about them because all of a sudden they'll force them to be fulfilled. You know, fake Antichrist, whatever. You know, so you have to question all of this stuff and you put it all together. I don't fall into any one camp. So, you know, they try to use my biological father, say, hey, you and your husband are really good at singing and doing all this Christian music. I'm like, oh God, I ain't doing that. We did it because we were called for the time. It might happen in the future, but I have no desire. Most Christians are like living in Disneyland, you know what I'm saying, quite literally, or La La Land or something like that. Please, most of them are a lost cause. Some of them are really good, but some of them are just like, no, peace and love, and they're too much into it. But you see, I look right down the middle. My same father who was saying, go back into the Christian music, he's like, he was the one who said, don't do that because you're going to be cockeyed. You won't see all the truth here. You go this way, you won't see all the truth here. Center yourself. Look, pick, and then really find the truth. The thing that people aren't talking about is pretty much what it is. No one's talking about what I'm talking about. Why? Because it points to these people. Nobody wants to do that. Cowards. Cowards, cowards, cowards. I have no fear, no anxiety. I'm like, yeah, so? They're people. What is the qualifier for anything? Success, failure. The qualifier is being a person. Anybody can learn to do anything. Whether you're going to be good at it or not, that's a different story. Do you have a natural inclination to it? I don't know. So while I'm sitting here being sterilized, and you in your abode and all this place, that's basically what's happening. Let's see how many people can have babies. It's kind of interesting that while we were trying to settle up our car accident case, all of these attorneys for infertility started popping up. Why? Would they know? Created a need. Dentist created sugar, chewing gum. Think about that. Oh, it doesn't stop there. No. You can get two birds with one stone because you can trace all of that, even the dentist thing, to this upper circle corporation, whatever you want to call it. When we get names, we're going to release them. I have no fear. Let them sue us. Go ahead, because we get to dig them. Nobody wants us to sue them. Why? Because, don't you understand, people? Discovery phase. They dig into your stuff, you dig into theirs. Oh, I'll just give it to them. Make it public. Here, take all of our stuff. We have nothing to hide. There's nothing they can use. Nothing at all. So maybe it takes a person with not a perfect record, but pretty damn close. But when did I have my last traffic ticket? When I was 18? Yeah, goody two-shoes? I don't care. Sure, whatever. I just was told to do the right thing. And so here I am doing the right thing. Which is the thing they don't want you to do. They don't want you to do the right thing. And they do everything in the world they possibly can. Oh, let's legalize marijuana. Maybe this will make people just bow down to us. No, that didn't dumb them out. Okay, so we're losing options here. Oh, rock music. That'll do it. You do understand that people have more common sense. It's a show. And we understand its place. And then they spin these stories. Oh, this person killed themselves because they listened to these lyrics and music, and right? That didn't work. None of this stuff gets past these people and approved unless it deteriorates society. You must contribute in some way. So they like the fact that we were scantily clad. Well, look, we're dancers. The body is the dance. The dance is the body. I'm proud of my body. So, that was part of our vetting. But they're like, oh, she likes us. Not much of a vet, is it? No. Oh, she swears and she's a Christian. She'll have a problem with that part of the vetting. No. So I'm human. It makes me human. And more people are endeared to me and more wanting to know more about Christ because I'm like, not. Jesus loves you. Oh, yeah. All the people in my family just died, but hey, it's all for God's purpose. Jesus loves you. Yeah, Jesus does love you if you're going through that too. I'm not mocking you. I'm making a point. I'm not dumbed up like that either. Strength? No, that's called somebody's like out of their mind. Somebody just probably murdered your son. Oh, it's okay, he's in heaven riding on an elephant. If he was murdered, you need to find out who did it and hold him accountable. God will do it. Or maybe he wants to use you to do it. Okay, I have to do it. Fine. We got it. You right?
Yeah.
We care more about this person who is not even related to us, in a sense. Blood relationship. Whatever. Okay, fine. So that was their propitiation, and now they get to sing on the worship team. What? And they weren't asked. It's not like they sit in a room saying, your propitiation is, you get to lose all these people. And then you'll have ultimate fame. Okay, I'm down. Sign me up. Doesn't work like that. It's not that obvious. Wake up. It just happens. And then all of a sudden something good happens for you. And then you're supposed to get the hint drop. No, you keep taking a stab at my family. I'm calling you out for who and what you are. I don't think a single person that has been around us that died in succession right after our accidents, two, which both could have claimed our lives, Yeah, it's not an accident. You do the chance and probability table. One coincidence happening on that fantastic level in a person's life, sure, I'll buy that. But we're getting into almost 332 times now. You have a chance and probability table for that? So no deal. You can't make deals with evil people, because they'll just do it again. Obviously. We're here because everybody who came before us either failed or were too afraid. I'm not gonna fail. I'm not afraid. These people are SOL. How's it going?
I'm not sure if I found it yet. I see something here. It's probably not it, but here.
No, honey, it goes way before October 3rd. Try sometime at the end of September.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good point. I Love Lucy, an episode. It's called Lucy is Envious, and she and Ethel earn extra money posing as aliens on the Empire State Building as a PR stunt for a film. We were auditioned to be shoppers. And then go to the dailymail.uk. Wait, dailymail.co.uk/female, FEMAIL, / Hold on. / the word article -22085051 /AMP /B bagel, as in you eat a bagel, -head -trend -RARE -saline -injections -Japans plural -extreme -beauty. These phones. -look -yet .html. And you'll see their heads being injected with strange shapes to cause the Bajoran Star Trek look, or donut shape, or so I wanted to say what a conjuring would look like. And this is a possible thing. We actually have a script that we wrote, and a nice little article too, about this upper circle wanting aliens to be real, to again detract from humanity, and also try to sway humanity to believe a lie by not calling everything proper definitions. So what they do, or may do, is use real human beings, and we have all these articles coming out now as the preface. The preface saying, oh, look at the black hole. Oh, look, we're going to Mars. Oh, look, they found life. Oh, and all of this starts to plant the seed in our head. It's part of brainwashing. Could it be real? We don't know, but they'll use it real or not. And that gets sprung to the slippery slope. And then all of a sudden we have human beings being injected, like this story I just showed you, the saline injections to cause what looks like could be a real alien deformity, but it's not a deformity, that's just how these aliens are. Klingons with the forehead like that and the spiny thing, and oh, you can do anything like that to a human being and make it work. So that's what we think they're doing. And then before we know it, we have aliens from another planet, which are really bad actors, being injected with saline solution, lying. Look at that I Love Lucy episode. They were hint dropping. Do you know who Lucy and Desi really were? Besides amazingly creative, talented people, they were trying to warn people too about what they were planning. This has been they didn't just conjure this overnight. How could they? They have people that are listening to our conversations. They pay as extras. Yeah, a reality show. Just walk up and down the street. Apps. Be a mystery shopper. You know how that works? And actually, do you see a redhead? That's how they keep track of my whereabouts. You know, and they fulfill these items. They don't realize that they're doing it, though. They think they're just fulfilling a list so they can earn a nickel. Okay? We had somebody come into our car, and they're looking on their phone, reading what they were told to say if they got caught. Besides trespassing, breaking and entering, attempt to probably, steal? All the cops took care of it finally. We got a good cop finally. Yeah. Are you kidding me? That's how they do it. That video with the guy rubbing his belly and stuff like that, we were like, are they putting a GPS under there? No. That toxic stuff. They put it in certain little containers. You can see the container being handed off to this guy. Dabbing it underneath the wheel well. I was like, what? You know, right away we think GPS. That's too obvious. Come on now. I'm telling you. And they hire the same types of people. You know, people who want money right now, who are really down and out, and it's really kind of sad that anybody will do anything for a dime. A dime. You know. So, you know, we're not waiting for anybody to help us. We are seriously going to start filing lawsuits, and then everybody's going to have to deal with this because it'll be public, and we're going to publicize the hell out of it. And we need you to help us publicize it. And you know, if you don't, I don't give a shit. Whatever. We're still going to be found out to be right. Again, some details might be a little murky right now, but we'll figure it out. We figured out all the other ones. I was like, oh wait, we were wrong with this. It's this. So anything that's questionable, we put here. And they're like, wait, it goes over here. So stand corrected 100%. Still evil. Have any questions? What do you want to? What do you need to know? Look, it makes more sense that COVID is chemical. Look at the symptoms. No virus does this. What are the tests testing for? What are the tests testing for? We don't have a biological virus, yet we have all these symptoms. And some of these symptoms the CDC wouldn't even dare include in the COVID thing. Now they're saying it's airborne. Let me tell you something. Viruses, biological viruses, way too much. They can't be airborne. Here, where's that sprayer? Get that sprayer for me. We'll do a little experiment live. I'll show you. This might be in the other room. And they have it timed. It stays 3 hours in the air. Liars. It can't. It falls. Remember all that research you did on AIDS? Look, is this showing?
Yeah. Try again.
Achoo.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Obviously, this is an exaggeration. But here, spit. Sorry, but someone's got to do it. Came right down. I saw it. Want me to do it again? Here. Achoo. Achoo. Keep sneezing. Cough. Lame asses. You're not even using science. Here's your science. 3 hours. It doesn't work that way. You're watching what outbreak? We were talking about that. It could be airborne, it could travel through that. No. No. And then all of a sudden that explains why everybody's catching it, because it's airborne. Do you know that it's too heavy? Everything is too heavy. It will fall. It's impossible. Remember, it travels through the droplets. There's your droplets. There, COVID's over. I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the matter with you people? Did you not have a super soaker when you were a kid? Didn't you have one of these, in the kitchen? Right? Play dress up and housewife when you were a little girl? They're lying. They know it. Now, why don't they want to say what it is? Because they're probably right. It's probably the upper echelon, the corporation, these assholes, they, and they're afraid that there's going to be a kill switch, meaning something worse detonated into our lives and air and all of this. Could be, but I ain't afraid of it. How about warning the public, saying, y'all need masks and this and that, and why not just apprehend these mothers already? Oh, they know, we know. They let us know that they heard all this stuff. If you look in the news, things that we write about, and they'll hint drop it in there, and we just call them out publicly and say, hey, this is really interesting. We were just saying this, and we show it where it was. Look at our tweets, and you're talking about this now, and gee, that's interesting. You're using a word that's seldom used. You ain't no born-again Christian. And then we have people all around us, being influenced by having their friends call on the phone saying things 3 times to him, them, and anybody who's weak-minded. What do you think Star Wars is hinting at? The Jedi mind trick? We're starting to learn how to use this influence now because we've been catching people trying to influence these weak-minded people. They tried it with my mother-in-law, and it's so strange how they do it. And I'm like, you're buying that? You're letting him pressure you? And it even said in Star Wars it only works on the weak-minded. Yeah, well, there's a lot of weak-minded people, and I don't want to be around them anymore. Because they're an endangerment to themselves and us. I'm like, that's it. Yeah. So think about that. So this is how you know that's bullshit. Because their lies break down. Their lies that they're trying to pawn off as truth. PPE, this whole get-up. Okay, so we created this fake virus, but it's really a chemical thing, and we're just using this as a cover. Put on the PPE, and that's how you protect yourselves. And really, very few nurses and doctors are even contracting this, or getting exposed to it, contaminated, I should say. And I think some of these are just fabricated stories to, enhance the narrative. And they're knocked off, I think. That needs to be looked into. And I'm not buying that all these bodies are the same bodies, like my mom was a cadaver. My mom's body could be one of those bodies being transferred. I don't believe that she was cremated. I think they still have her body someplace. Why? Because somebody said so? After we caught the police lying to us 5 times on tape? Police lie, doctors lie, nurses lie, regular human beings lie, politicians lie. Everybody has the ability to lie. Put them on the stand and we'll see what they say. Oh, and these people that they're putting on the stand right now that are lying, these people that they're putting on the stand with all this, weird government stuff going on, well, they're really not lying. Everyone's saying, oh wow, we caught them lying on the stand, taking the oath. No, they're not lying, because the story is not even real. See how they get away with it?
Mm-hmm.
But they make it look real because that's the flotsam that churns to the top. Anything that deflects from these people, they don't care what it is. But you put our witnesses and the people we caught red-handed, you put those people on the stand. That's why people don't want us to sue them. That's why we're going to get a good settlement for our car accidents. Yeah, because if we dig, we're going to find everything. Like everything. We've already found a lot. So we're going to have to force people to help us now. You know, they're lost, their choice. They had an opportunity. We have it documented. We followed the chain of command. We were polite. We were very patient. We were helpful even. Giving the benefit of the doubt. Enough is enough because people are going to die. People have been dying. We need to have whoever, well, it's us, obviously. Everyone else is a coward. Free of these people. Screw that. Guys, we're pretty damn sure that COVID is a chemical agent. Based on our tests, based on our evidence, based on all these people harassing us and dropping and dispensing poisons, based on the fact that we still cannot decontaminate our apartment unit. We have witnesses on tape telling us what the upstairs people were doing the night they evacuated. Okay. Yeah. And what they did on the night they evacuated made the odors and toxic chemicals just, how can I say it? It's like while water dispenses and disperses it, it also activates it. Until it dilutes it. But you basically have to have Niagara Falls come alive and wash it out. And that might not even be good enough. All the wood needs to be replaced, basically. So that's our evidence right there. I mean, look at all of our videos. What more do you want? So we know those who are actually helping us do have enough evidence. So then we're like, we have everything, why aren't we saying anything? Why aren't we doing anything? Why aren't they actually making the right contact? So we deduced it. It would be a kill switch. You know what a kill switch is? That's where they go Armageddon and they say, okay. So, you know, the disabling of our enemies and making them friends and telling them the truth where all these wars are starting from. Oh, not just corporations, you know. Making money. Everyone says, oh, corporations make money. Of course they do. It's war. It hires people. It makes things. Look behind it. Look behind it. We found this. Which, finally, everything makes sense. Yeah, corporations just want to be evil and more money and this and that. But in a lot of cases, they lose money too. It's very expensive. If you do the math, how are they paying all these people union wages and making all of this expensive stuff and getting the supply to make the stuff? Come on, we had a manufacturing thing going on too, legitimately. You can't make double, you know how they do that? Make your product and double it, profit. No. It's pretty much almost impossible, especially if you've got these people controlling your life, not letting you get the good deals on the supplies and stuff. Something's wrong. Achoo. Achoo. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So, yeah, do you see how the CDC can get away with it? Oh, they're not lying. They say a toxic chemical is airborne. That will stay in the air for 3 hours, but a biological virus won't. but toxic chemicals will. We know that because when somebody is wearing perfume, what happens scientifically to where you can smell the after odor after they've left the room? The particles, the atoms, they break down. They disperse. And that's how you have odor. Some odors are good, some odors are bad. You have biological odors even. It's actually the breaking down of a toxin, a chemical, anything. So until our president deals with these people, they're going to keep just rewriting things, listening to what we were saying, because we were just talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
About it being airborne or not. That was 3 days ago, and it comes out in the LA Times today and other periodicals, and it's like, wait, we see some more words in this even. And we were saying this can't be a virus. So really, well, I'm saying the CDC really isn't lying because they're saying it's airborne. They're kind of disclosing it properly, but they're not defining it properly. Lawsuit. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who doesn't define this properly, lawsuit. I don't care. We all should sue them. Are you being helped from the lie? We weren't. Right away though, I'm like, wait, what symptom is this? That sounds like something we had in 2017, March. Wait a minute, we were poisoned. That wasn't a virus. I'm just tired of being strung around like a little whatever. It's real, but we need to define it properly. You need to seal your windows. If you can get some kind of lead panel, block your windows. It goes through the walls too. Line the inside and the walls, not just with fiberglass. There's got to be some kind of lead, something you can use that doesn't permeate, or get off gas, any lead toxic anything, right? That's built into the glass. That's interesting. Lead glass, hey, that's been around. Depression glass, lead glass. We learned all this in the cancer clinic too. I'm telling you guys, you gotta define it for what it is. So I hope President Trump will do that. So, we're gonna run, but we're doing all we can here. We need some help, but if we don't get it, we'll just do it on our own. Apparently, we've done pretty damn good already.
Indeed.
Anything else? I probably skipped some stuff and missed it.
Can't think of anything at the moment.
So people, they mean to harm, obviously. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want you to be a part. Oh, look at it, sit all the way down, sorry. I don't want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of the truth, and I want to help people. Are you losing more hair?
Yes.
A lot?
Yesterday I was for sure. I don't know about today yet.
So if you have an itchiness in your scalp, that's usually what is the precursor. Wash it right away, and that seems to help save the root. Yeah, even wearing things on your head doesn't even work. It's permeating through that now.
Mm-hmm.
Hairspray, we've tried everything. So then there were all of these things like in the Sims games, and they're showing all these new mohawk and unicorn things and a lot of hit drops of things that we were experiencing. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then also, you know why unicorns are big right now? because that's pretty much what's going to happen. That's a hair loss pattern. It goes here on the sides, a little bit at the base too. I'm not shitting you. It's like, oh, I'm a unicorn. Yeah, I'm assuming you want your full head of hair. It was going on in the 80s too. They were testing a different concoction, a different mixture. You know, the hair gel, big hair, that spritz hairspray, leg warmers. Come on now, look at the styles. You're going to see a lot of these styles with narrow collars coming back, and a lot of this, cowl necks too. Oh, no, the cowl neck is so you can go like this, right? Nice cover. Really, is this getting to any real, normal, everyday people like us? Just, you know, do this. Create a barrier, figure it out. We figured out a few barriers. Oh, bring it on. We're just done with these people. Anything happens to us, then I'm pretty sure the president has his own kill switch. But why wait for that to happen? Sorry, I don't see the point in us dragging this out at this point. We'll be fine. You guys I'm worried about. And when I say fine, we kind of know how to combat a lot of this stuff, but damage, oh probably, but you know, we haven't been given a fair chance. It's bad enough the outside air is bad, but when you have neighbors that are poisoning you on top of it too, weakening your immune system, so when this really happens in March of 2020, you know, did you see all those businesses that were saying liquidation time? That is a mock and a mirror of liquidating the ghetto. It happened in March. These stupid people are very corny, and they have a lot of this sentimental attachment to names and situations and dates, and I'm like, oh brother, it makes me not want to have any affiliation or association with dates, names, anything anymore, you know, because they're using it for evil. We were using it for good. And that's what they do. So can we hang on? Hang on for how long? Live with it? I don't think so. No. We're not going to live with it. We're going to stop it. And that is what we want to hear, and that is what has to happen. Anybody who doesn't say, we're going to stop it, it doesn't say, oh no, Sharia law. You know, what's the step from wearing masks? Sharia law. Which we don't even think is real. We think that was just a conjured thing so everybody in America would be afraid. And then books were written, because we found some major contradictions with all of that. Oh, we know what goes on too, the reality of it. But do you know all of these wars are being fought because they are instigating it, playing two sides against each other. Pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. That's their MO, that's their trademark. They've been caught. So no more. So if you feel like you're getting into a fight with somebody, suspect something other than they're just being jerks, okay? They're probably being influenced to cause problems. Instigators. Interesting how Donald Trump got all these wars to stop. He probably said, no. Look at this girl's videos. Like, really what happened behind the scenes. I'm guessing. COVID is a farce. But it's real. But the definition is not. It's toxic chemicals. We have an idea who these people are. And yeah. Right? And they're like, oh. And then the wars stop. Because they realize they weren't each other's enemy. Who's the real enemy? Remember who the real enemy is. Them. And we need to stop them. And then all this with the Democrats and the Republicans, pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. It won't be so crazy anymore. There may no longer be a party system. It might just be, I think I'm good for the job because I can do this. Could be, right?
Yeah.
Who are these people? I could tell you who they are not. They are not gangsters. They're not stars. Famous people. Celebrities. What were the other ones? Go look at David Bowie's Black Star album. He died at 69. Gee, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great? Yeah, he was a super rock star, 69. Get it? You know, horny, free-loving, that kind of...
No, That wasn't really his thing, though.
It went part of with the Ziggy Stardust persona. You know, sex with anybody, everybody. This man was probably a born-again Christian. You know, the whole Black Star thing, and then you put the album into the light and it turns white. That was a hint drop to say, no, I'm really not that. He's dead. What are they going to do to him now? Yeah, blame the dead man. That happened in Schindler's List too. So, yeah. And look at what everybody's interpreting his last two videos to be. They're all wrong. Again, two sides. This is where you need to look. That's where we looked. He was basically saying they wanted me to look like I was evil and didn't serve God, and my last straw is that, you know, I'm holding up a Bible with a black star. I'm an evil one. I'm of Satan. Not me, but, you know, for him to put it on himself. He was saying just the opposite when he showed the cover turning from a black star to a white star. Look at his Never Let Me Down album. Look at what's the second song on the album?
The other one?
Time Will Crawl.
Oh.
Look at the lyrics. We never smelled the gas as we laid down to sleep. Oh, we can smell this stuff. They're trying to deaden the olfactory nerves. And isn't that a coincidence? That's what COVID's supposed to do. No virus does that, beloveds. It's a lie if they've made it up for another one that does that. Chemicals burn out your olfactory nerves. People who've never had a weight problem and they never exercised before are gaining weight all of a sudden. It's the stuff they're spraying in the air. You have to know what to do. Yesterday we go out, just driving around, 3 hours, and our bellies swelled. Look at my videos where I do the same thing. I'm inside, and then I go outside. And then plus we were special people. We got an extra dose of it constantly every flippin' day. Even before they made it official that COVID's now on shores in America. That was our 2017 March little virus we had. We're like, why did we keep getting it? Must be a retrovirus. That's bullshit. There's no such thing as a retrovirus. They made this stuff up so they can gas people. It's exposure. Because I'm like, wait, we don't have any viruses in our bodies. We test 100% negative, but yet we have all these toxins in our bodies, and we look up what these toxins do. I knew it beforehand because I went to the cancer clinic in Mexico. I studied. Yeah, and I said, that's the real school. Why is he repeating my words? I don't want anybody repeating my words for any purpose, whether I like you or not. That's another part of the vetting system. Repeat some of Noelle's words. Use them in public. Use them in a public statement. That's how they vet. Okay, good, you got to this level, now do this. I can forgive these people, knowing that's these people who are doing it. I'm going after these people and the corporations who facilitate it. And the people who steal from me, you're going to have to pay a fine. I get to decide how much it is. Because it's a little too abundant. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're saying, even if I've said something good and you're repeating it. Just stop. So you here need to be very afraid of me because I'm coming after you. You can try to throw all of these people under the bus. You can try to send all these people our way to try to sway our minds in a different direction. It's not working, is it? We are coming after you directly now. We know what we're dealing with. We think we know who we're dealing with, too. Anything happens to us, kill switch on you guys. Like, how do I know that? We're doing everything legally, though. We're not disgusting like you all. I'm talking to these people now. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Indeed.
Achoo, achoo, achoo. You know what? Under this narrative of this stupid COVID being a viral biological infection, put anybody anywhere and just say, oh no, they tested positive for COVID. And then you make everybody else sick, saying, oh, you don't have symptoms? Nope, you test positive anyway. You see, they back people in a corner with us. They're saying, it doesn't matter what you say, you're still wrong because we want you to be wrong. They already said how much this thing weighs. Liars. And they're 100% right. I'm sorry. It's not floating around here. A virus, biological virus, cannot do it. It travels on our spit. This is spit. I showed you my spit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spit. Spit. One, 2, almost 3 seconds. Yeah, this cost us a lot of money to do a scientific experiment. Start spitting at each other. Or just spit. Spit into the toilet. Spit at the mirror or something. Doesn't last very long. 3 seconds. You know what? I'm going to make a quick short video and say, look, achoo. 1, 2, 3. Not airborne.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we need. It's science. This isn't God. God created science. This is using what He gave us. It's a bottle filled with water. This is down. Are people going around licking the floor? Come on now. This has a lot of power and projection to it, more than a sneeze. It ain't getting that far, is it? Airborne has a connotation that it stays afloat in the air. Can't do it. Impossible. What? Why would the CDC lie? But yet everybody wants to believe the cops lie. How about they're both lying? They're people. That's the qualifier. Yeah, I Love Lucy, all for a publicity stunt. Pretend to be aliens. Watch that. That's exactly what these people are trying to do now, with the preface laying down the groundwork of all of this media out there. That's what they're doing. And I think our president's trying to beat them to the race. In the race, so he could stop it from happening. sorry, Mr. President, I'm not trying to give you more of a headache. I just want you to do this and deal with it. We've just, we're trying to be patient. We love you. It's not like that. We just don't want people to die. We don't want people to be fooled. And when you said live with it, it just rubbed us the wrong way. And it was interesting that it reflected words that I recently said. Why? So, are they vetting you? And if they're vetting you, that's a problem. You need to stand up to these people. So, I do want to applaud Gavin Newsom on one thing. Not letting Disneyland open. Thank you. Why? I don't want people to get gassed, okay? Bottom line. Yeah. How about that? How about just leave it at that? You figure out what I mean. Yeah. So, oh, and this stuff also attacks the optic nerve. Do you know how to protect against that? We figured it out. So all this stuff that they're saying, wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask. We really know how to protect against this. Do you hear that?
Yeah. There's a chopper in the distance someplace.
Huh?
The helicopter in the distance somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do, that's it, I have a 4-part thing. I'm so mad. Oh my god. Okay, so let me turn this off and I'm gonna do the quick. I love you guys, I really do. I'm risking my life to help you.